Hello, my wonderful people, and thank you for watching this. I always want to say movie, but it's not a movie. But anyway, watching this video, and I want to set a trigger warning in this point because I want to talk with you about the death of Sonia Massey in the US. It's happened on 6th of July, so the beginning of this month. And I want to go a little bit deeper and I want to talk about my opinion in this case. And I also want to add some other things like Sudan and Yemen. Um, so, if you can't watch that because it's maybe too much to talking about death and killing of black people, then you of course can skip this video. But I would appreciate if you would watch this video because this is a topic we need to talk about and we need to try to rethink and to get aware of these things, what happening all around the world, and especially in a country like America, where the people have the licenses in the private sector to have guns at home. It's ridiculous. But in Sonia Massey's case, it was not some stranger who was breaking in the house or something. No, it was the police. The police violence in America, it's a hot topic, and the police violence is not just a hot topic in America. It's also a topic in Germany because we have now several cases in Germany where black people get more murdered from the police in Germany as well. Just that you being aware. There's a case of Uri. He got killed by the police, and then we have another case. Let me just check if it's Uri, because there's a case, and I think it's him. Yeah, Uri was burned in a police cell in Germany. Just that you be aware of that. He was conscious. He was, I think, he was awake in this state of mind. So he brutally was murdered by the police, and nobody knows. No charges. No. Still no. How you say it? Let me check. No charges for the police officer or the police department. So the family of Orjalu are still fighting for it and still trying to get justice in this point. So, but with Sonia Massey, the thing is, she got murdered by the police officer who went to her home, and the thing here was that she called the police because she was thinking that someone is coming or enter in her home, or someone was outside the home, and she felt uncomfortable. So the conclusion to that is to call the police for help. So she called the police for help. Then the police entered with her in her apartment and asked several questions. But somehow they started to get delusional, in my opinion, because they asked her for ID. Then she was cooking. She had hot water on the stove, and then they was first saying, "Oh yeah, you can. Of course, we don't want to burn down this apartment, but okay, it's hot water. It will not happening. It's not something that she's frying on a pan, some food, and it's getting on flame." So she went there. She put it down, but in this situation, that she grabbed the hot water in the pot, tried to put it somewhere else. The police, and this is just delusional, in my opinion. The police got feared. They got feared by a woman who, which put hot water from the stove. She got ordered by that to put it down. And then the police officers get afraid about hot water. Sorry for that to say, but the least thing what happened or could happen is that they just get burned. But she wanted to put it away, and in this occasion, the police officer got frightened, and what is delusional, 100%, got frightened and shot her 3 times. And a gunshot in her head killed her. So, she got killed by the people she was calling for protection because she was thinking someone is outside. So, how delusional in this is it that you call someone who is in charge for your protection as a civilian and you get killed at your home just because of hot water? How this person can be a deputy for the police department. He get fired now, at least, that is good. He is denying that he did a mistake, but the body cam was showing how delusional this interfering and questionary and all that was. They didn't need to enter the apartment. They didn't need to ask her for ID. They just went there, look around and saying, hey, here's nothing. We will go now. If something happen again, then you call us again. This would be the right approach. But I have no idea how the apprenticeship or studies to become a police deputy in America can be that faulty. It's incredible for me. So, this is the insight for Sona Massey. Rest in peace. And she died with 36, at age what she didn't deserve to die, because she would have probably way more of a future in this case. But yeah, of course, nobody was thinking, okay, if I call the police, I get killed. So, and that's why abolish the police 100%. Some people can thinking differently about that, but I got my my things with the police in Germany as well, and my experience with the police in Germany was also that I can't really trust them, that I will be always the victim in a conflict, and before I call them, I try to manage the situation by myself, and then if the situation is more calm, then I can call the police to make any documentation and all that stuff. But before that, I learned I need to handle it by myself, because since my skin color is a threat to the police department, and I have no idea why. Of course I have idea, because structural racism, it's a thing. But in this case, it's still happening. What happening after George Floyd died? Do the police departments in America get any workshops, in this case, how to treat and handle black cases? Even they shouldn't be that different to white cases. And I completely don't get it, because I saw also already body cams who are went viral on social media, where a white guy was shooting around and the police officer was super afraid. Or when we had the storm of the Capitol, when the election was with I think with Biden, and they stormed the Capitol, there was police officers who was super afraid to get against the white people who enter in the capital. And it's ridiculous because the Black Lives Matters movement, when they had a peaceful march and demonstration, the police was heavily armed. And and this is always the delusional thing, in my opinion, that America is kind of crazy. So, and so that's now to Sona Massey. And what I want to say here now, in this point, is I want to talk about Sudan and Yemen, where we have humanity, how you call it? Sorry, English is not my first language. So, humanitarian crisis, the biggest one in Sudan right now. I will read now a little bit about it from this article. Fighting in Sudan, what you need to know about the crisis. Each year, the International Rescue Committee Emergency Watch List analyzes which countries are most likely to experience a deteriorating humanitarian crisis. This year, Sudan tops the list due to escalation conflicts, mass displacement, and economic crisis, and a near collapse of healthcare services. The power struggle between the Sudanese Armed Force, SAF, and the Rapid Support Force, RSF, erupted into a large-scale conflict in April 2023 and has been driving humanitarian needs in the country ever since. Renewed clashes broke out in Al Jazeera state in December 2023, triggering a new round of displacement and interruption of humanitarian operations. The IRC and other humanitarian organizations were forced to relocate their staff. Before the conflict, Sudan was already experiencing a severe humanitarian crisis. Long-term political instability and economic pressure meant that 15.8 million people were in need of humanitarian aid. The conflict has only exacerbated these conditions, leaving almost 25 million people, more than half of Sudan's population, in need. Amidst mass displacement and reports of mass killings, humanitarian access has been severely curtailed, making it extremely hard for aid to reach vulnerable communities. The crisis is expected to deteriorate through 2024, driving further displacement and increasing risk across the region. So, what I have to say to Sudan and how we talking about it, we nearly don't talk about it. And I need to say I have enough about it when it's about Black life, because it is super annoying, because people can and have the power to watch this kind of things, because, and maybe I get the backlash here, but the people can support Palestine and the crucial wars going on, but they can't support Sudan in the same way. Because we need to imagine those people, Israel and Palestine, it's a European-made thing as well. And then I want to be clear, because this is the affection of European people, that they try to stand with one of another. And Sudan is a country, they don't have any affection to it, because this is a conflict in between of this country. And but what we need to learn is that Europe fucked up the world. The Western world fucked up the world, and we should have solidarity with them as well. And we should try to find accounts on social media to follow them and support Sudan and raise awareness of it. I see everywhere, everybody is going on the street making statements and making solidarity speech of the war and the genocide in Palestine, and I don't want to downgrade that, and I'm really appreciate any help in this case. But why we can't do the same for Sudanese people. And here I need to say, the issue here is how we're talking about Western structures and Western coerced wars is that a high majority of black people have also internalized racism. And since this oppression is going far belong on of the colonizers in the African continent, that we have a huge perception gap about it. And this is this thing what I want to talk about it. It since the solidarity for Israel or Palestine is high big in Europe and they are affected by that. The solidarity to Sudan, Yemen, Uigurs, or Haiti, it's not that strong. And people are not informing themselves to assist and to support them. And since the rescue and Unicef saying the first humanitarian crisis is now Sudan, why the people are not aware about it? It's not Palestine, the biggest and the highest humanitarian crisis. It is Sudan. So why we are not talking about this conflict, about the ethnic cleansing is going on there, the raping is going on there, the death and the killing of children and women in Sudan. Why people not talking every day about that? Of course, because in the same time, it is a really poor country, and because if I see the thing what happening in Gambia is, in Gambia it's the thing, they have a lot of expert. They don't have so many things inside. And this is probably the same with Sudan. To get so much, how it's called, so much information about Sudan, it's probably not the easiest way, but we should try to seek out of information, and we also should try to support them in our stories, and not just being pro-Palestine, being pro like the war happening and the easy cleaning in the world, and trying to put this in our stories as well, because I have enough that people going, in my opinion, the easiest way and not dig deeper, even they see these things. And since the other countries being supportive with Palestine, like Yemen was, and now Yemen was attacked by Israel, and nobody talking about Yemen. Can you explain me that? Maybe in the comments if you like to. But we should debunk our internalized racism, what is happening, and being more aligned with the crisis going on in the world, and also supporting the people who are even darker than us, because colorism and racism, it's a construct and a structured problem we face. And I think we have not that many research at the moment that we know what internalized racism making, how this happening to us as black people, and how we are not really talk about it or have the resource to talk about those kind of things, or the channels to do demonstration, to be always oppressed, and it's being centuries that this is happening. So the internalized racism, colorism we have inside us in the global south, it's huge. I have no idea how to face that, but, and I want to quote here Jane Elliot, because she already mentioned, I did a video as well, and I will release it after this video, that she mentioned just 15 minutes of oppression can change a human being to be an oppressor and to be a racist person. So she mentioned in 50 minutes, she changed the behavior of brown-eyed kids to treat and harm blue-eyed children and kids. And if 15 minutes can do that, you need to imagine and need to rethink how long a century and over decades internalized racism is working on the community and the oppression on these communities and the belief we have in these communities. We try to face it, but we still teach in school, especially now in Germany, I go on that, using the N-word in school, listen to songs with the N-word, going through history, use the N-word, degrading black people, saying these things what Freud said to us, that we are, I will not reproduce this shit. But if you hear this, if you go to school, in one point you believe it. And we are saying that in 2024. So we don't have that much progress right now. And this is the issue what we are facing. We don't have the progress. And you can imagine some African countries who just got the colonizers out, but don't have that many structure because they didn't develop by themselves. They got the structure from a climate, from countries which have a different climate. They have no idea how the climate is there and how we should structure our street, the cars, and all that kind of stuff. And they say, okay, you're free. We fucked you up 100%, but you're free now. Do whatever you want. If we didn't learn in the oppression how we have a structure, how we should learn that. If we all the time was oppressed, and in one point we're going to internalize this oppression. And this is my point with Sudan, with Congo, with Yemen, and with other countries where the oppression is so high, also with indigenous folk, that we sometimes don't hear about them because if we get taught with Columbus to find a new world, what is ridiculous, and that we, with our internalized indigenous racism, need to think about it, that in our mind we got programmed that indigenous folk is dead. We killed the Maya, we killed the Inca, we don't have, like in the books, we just talking about killing them. And we just talking about, we almost erase them from history, and we almost killed all the ancestors of this community. Of course that we don't have that many footage or that many information of indigenous people if we are not talking about it, and if we are not trying to debunk our internalized racism about it, because the indigenous folks nowadays are the most and highly pressured people in the world because they're living with nature, they're living in the Amazonas, and they're living with our forest in which needed to protect it, and they still fight against our Western world that we are not completely collapsing. So if you want to have a research, do the research about indigenous people around the world. And if you try to find more information about it, then dig deep, because they try to hide this information for us. But those groups of ethnics are the most precious we need to fight for, and we need to protect them. And I just want to know, or I just want to call this out. If you're being pro-Palestine, be pro-Sudan, pre-Congo, pro-Yemen, pro-Uiguren, and try to figure out and step up. if you can see dead bodies of Palestinian, you can see dead bodies of black people. Sorry to say that, but do it and then inform your people around your circle. Because I have enough. And it's enough. How many people should die until we really try to wake up and be solidary, even they don't have a closer skin color to us? Thank you very much, and I hope you liked it. I tried to structure this a little bit. It was a hot topic, and it was a tough topic, to be honest. And but for me, it was an important topic to talk about it, because I always see, if a black person dies, then the highest thing people can do is post a black tile. We don't need that. And it's not solidary. Information and knowledge, this is solidary. And try to fight in your circle, this is solidary. Even it's tough, even it's hard, but you need to step up. Because if you don't, we definitely will kill our world. Because everything's linked to each other. Veganism, saving the world, climate change, humanitarian crises, and all that stuff, dumping our shit into the African country, making them poor and we are rich. It's all be linked to each other. If you dig deep, you know. Yeah, thank you very much. Of course, if, like I said, it was tough, but still, if you like this a video, I would appreciate a thumb up, because then people get aware of it. Hit in the comments, because then they see that we are interact with each other. And the thing is also, this video get more important in the algorithm. And of course, if you didn't subscribe my my channel, I would highly appreciate that. Thank you very much. Love goes out. And if you are in the sun, enjoy the sun. If it's night at your place, then enjoy a wonderful evening. Maybe watch after this video a nicer video, a comedy video or something like that. Or make you a coffee, a hot chocolate, or a tea. See you and bye-bye.